The USCIS has just announced that it is canceling the furlough that would have laid off 13,400 of its employees on August 30th. This is good news, but in the same release that the USCIS announced this, they also mentioned drastic spending cuts, which isn't good news at all. So let's talk more about this new situation. If you aren't already subscribed to this channel, be sure to do so that you don't miss the next update. For those of you just tuning in, the USCIS announced that it was running out of money and warned lawmakers of furloughs back in May. Now, why was it running out of money? Well, the USCIS is completely funded by the filing fees paid by people when they file immigration applications. So for example, when you file for naturalization, you pay a fee to file that form. It is fees like these that fund the entire operations of the USCIS. The USCIS said that there was a big drop in applications due to the pandemic and immigration restrictions, as a result of which they would not have enough money to get through the fiscal year, which ends on September 30th. So they said if they don't get $1.2 billion in emergency funding, they would have to furlough 70% of the agency's employees in early August. They then agreed to postpone that furlough to the end of August to give Congress a little bit more time to figure out this emergency funding. It turns out that the numbers they gave Congress early on were incorrect. The revised numbers showed a lot more revenue than they reported, and more than enough revenue to get through the current fiscal year, and a little more. Now, due to pressure from Congress, they're canceling the furlough altogether, which is great, but they say that they still need $1.2 billion in funding to get through the entire next fiscal year. And if they don't get it, they say they will have to make drastic cuts to spending to make ends meet, and that they can't guarantee that they won't have to furlough people in the future. According to their news release, which you can find on the USCIS website, and I'll link to it in the description below, these spending cuts would slow things down considerably. Their deputy director says, and I quote, "Averting this furlough comes at a severe operational cost that will increase backlogs and wait times across the board." He then goes on to say that this will result in longer processing times and increased adjudication times for naturalization and adjustment of status applications. This is really unacceptable because the agency had financial issues long before the pandemic. They mismanaged their funds and policies, caused a financial crisis, and now they're looking to Congress to fix their mistakes. At the same time, the USCIS is also trying to increase filing fees across the board in early October to generate more revenue. The cost to become a U.S. citizen would almost double. It costs $640 to file Form N-400 today, and that would increase to $1,170 as of early October if this rule goes into effect. The American Immigration Lawyers Association, also known as AILA, along with others, has filed a lawsuit to prevent these astronomical filing fee increases to go into effect in early October. I'll keep you posted on how that lawsuit goes and provide an update when we have one. Basically, the USCIS could have canceled these furloughs a lot sooner. It's great that they did cancel them, but they knew they had the money to cover their costs through the end of the fiscal year and then some. But they chose to use their employees' livelihoods and the functioning of the immigration system to play political games. Their job is to process immigration applications fairly and efficiently, which they haven't been doing as of late. I will keep you updated on what happens next. Just be sure you're subscribed so you don't miss that update. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button below and share this with anyone who needs to see this update. I'll see you in the next video.